Okay, that should be everything set up. Welcome back to Minecraft. Um, I know this stream is a little bit late. Uh, I only woke up a few hours ago, and also I'm a little bit out of practice. Because I didn't stream yesterday, and I don't know. Sometimes you just don't feel like it. So today will be a pretty casual stream. We're just gonna hopefully finish up this project. Well, the basis, like the basic of this project, not actually finishing everything because that would take too long. So we're just gonna finish. We might get to the point where we have to start doing the roof. Is it already getting dark? No. Okay. Um, and I have a very basic plan for the roof. Like it's not perfect yet. The original plan was to have sorry. Um, just like a full like triangle roof, like the super tall kind, with this side's like going in and connecting with the taller one. But I don't know if that will work. So instead, well, you know what? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But uh, for now, we should just try and finish up this. And I did off camera. I didn't do much off camera. I've been playing a couple of the games recently. Because I got Dark Souls 3 a while back, like I don't know, a couple days ago. So that's most of what I've been playing. Wait, let me. All right, try and get some music. Um, so that's most of what I've been doing. So I really haven't done much in Minecraft. Like, I don't know. I did a tiny bit. Um, Also the Christmas chest skins are still on. So that's kind of fun. We still got nice presents everywhere. A little bit jarring, but I don't know. I thought they were gone immediately after Christmas, but I guess I was wrong. Um, I got a bunch of terracotta so that we can at some point detail this build. That might be an off-camera thing though, because detailing a build is not much fun for anyone. Like, I mean, maybe for some people, but the average Twitch viewer probably doesn't want to see me go and be like, no, that looks bad. That's not, and then tear it down and be like, try it again and be like, maybe the last one was better, and then rebuild it, be like, no, because that's basically how detailing goes. Is it's just kind of a back and forth of, I don't know, man. It's just not the greatest, but mm, that is how it is sometimes. Also, man, I don't. It shouldn't be December yet. Like, I know it's. What is it, December 26th? How is it December? Like, yesterday was Christmas, and I still don't feel like it's December. Like, I woke up, admittedly, I was. I had trouble getting to sleep, night before Christmas, like a lot of people do. Um, yeah, it went so quick. And, you know, after, like, we did the whole Oh, thanks for the follow, Clara. Is that how you say that? Yeah, I don't know. Uh, it's like, oh, all right, well, it's like, I don't know. Like, I looked outside and it was, okay, great. I don't like messing up people's names. Like, I looked outside and it's like, man, it's really nice out. Well, I mean, it's a little bit cold. Oh, wait, no, it's December. It's actually super nice out. It was like 50 degrees out. Fahrenheit, not Celsius. If it was 50 Celsius, we'd have other problems to be dealing with. But it was like, whoa, it's actually December, but there's, no snow out. There's just nothing. I feel like the world is trying to figure out what time it is as well. It's so crazy. I mean, it was nice, went for a nice walk, but it just didn't feel like Christmas. You're just kind of like chilling out. I mean, like I got cool stuff. Ah, we I think it was supposed to snow last night, but I don't think it did. But I know that a lot of people had that. But we got snow early on in the year. Like we got like snow in October, and it was a lot of it too. And then it just kind of never snowed beyond there. It was weird, but I mean, I'm not really complaining. I mean, snow's fine, but I don't like the cold that much. So I just try to enjoy snow while it's here, but yeah, it does just turn to slush afterwards. And then like, man, back in like elementary school, we had like this drain going, like if it like it was our soccer field and then like a drain going around and up. Every year it would just fill with a couple inches of slush. And man, none of us would have dry socks afterwards. We would all just like jump in it and stuff. And now that like once I got older, I was like, why did I do that? Who thought that was fun? What kind of crazy children was like, hey, let's be cold. Let's let's go and like just jump into wet snow. Man, sometimes I miss those days of just doing whatever the hell I wanted and not even like noticing anything afterwards. And now it's like, if I stay up like a little bit too late, I'm like, oh god, I slept for like 12 hours last night. I actually did. I've been awake for like 3 hours. And it's like 2 p.m. I am a functioning human being, mostly. It was close. The problem I only got like the problem is that I probably would have gotten plenty of sleep, like uh last night, but I got like 7 hours of sleep, which may seem like a lot, but I more recently I've been sleeping an average of like 12. I don't even know why. It's like I hate wasting the day. It's like if I get up at any point like 11 or onwards, I'm like, ugh, I've wasted my entire day and I have nothing to do. And it feels bad because I'm like, ah, God. And then I do it today, and I'm like, God, I just don't want to do anything because it's noon and I just woke up and uh, but I just needed some time to wake up, and then it's like, well, I guess I should stream today. It says so on my schedule, but not gonna be as long as usual. Probably about an hour shorter because well, I mean, I've got no reason other than I don't know. There's a few things I want to watch that are coming out later today. Speaking of watching, um, yesterday, family and I watched the new Wonder Woman. I'm a oh I am building. Well, this is a overworld gold farm, and this will be a cathedral that goes around it. So it's still a work in progress, and I need to continue looking up references, but it's going very slow. So much. This is like almost two double chests worth of smooth sandstone. Oh, it's just taking so long. And I don't know if if studios should continue with the like HBO releases of their movies with theaters. Like, don't get me wrong, it's nice to be like, you know, at home watching these new releases, but maybe like it'll be like the same thing as like arcades were for like older generations. It's like, oh, this is the place that all the kids used to hang out. And for like the younger generation, it'll be movie theaters where it's like, yeah, we used to like go and sit in these big rooms with like 15 or 30 other people and just watch a movie in complete silence. And it was great. And they'd be like, what? Why didn't you just do it at home? It's like, well, you see, uh, greed on other people's parts and expensive snacks that usually weren't great. But, I mean, the movie was fine, right? I tend to not like DC that much because, like Superman is massively overpowered and kind of a lame superhero, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I know it's like, oh, but he was the first superhero. It's like, yeah. So there were no rules in place. There's like no common courtesy of, yeah, don't make your. Oh, that's fair. I wasn't paying attention the whole time because I was at home. I like looked at my phone and scrolled through like Reddit for a little bit and like did all that kind of stuff because I don't know. It, if I can, I will. And there were quite a few boring spots in that movie because the first Wonder Woman, all like amazing action and all this awesome stuff, and this one was just kind of like, oh, all right. Like there was some action, but it wasn't. It wasn't that it wasn't as much. Well, I mean, there was a lot less, but it was different. Like I can't really say anything that with, uh, because I'll spoil it. And luckily, with it not being a theatrical release, well, I mean, it was in theaters, but I don't know how many people actually went to a movie theater to watch it. Um, there's a lot less chance of spoiling people because I'm guessing a lot of people watched it right as it came out. But there's still some people who like don't want to watch it just yet or don't have HBO. So it's like, well, don't want to talk too much about it, but it was fine. And not my favorite movie ever. The first one wasn't either. I mean, fine. It was a superhero movie. Good with that. Watched lots of those in my time. Like one of the one of the movies I watched the most was the first Avengers movie. I've watched that movie like actually at least 15 times. In like and most of those were the first few years after it released. I watched it like 3 times in theaters because it was good and it was like the first real superhero movie I'd ever watched. And it's also still such a unique movie with like, the whole Loki scepter like hypnotizing people and like the first showing of the helicarrier in movies, like all that kind of stuff. It's a good movie. But I feel like none of the other Avengers movies have had that same pull. Oh hey, you follow back. Uh, well, let's see, shall we? Huh. You know, sure, why not? I've never seen a Twitch streamer that only streamed for a few minutes. Definitely, definitely a new one for me. You know, usually it's like so many tens of hours every week. But, you know, good to be unique. Makes it so that the streams are hard to catch. And more like YouTube-like almost. Nothing wrong with that. Um, right. Uh, like, don't get me wrong, I loved Avengers Endgame. It was a beautiful movie. Same with Infinity War. It was great. Loved every minute of it. And there were some great moments, but I don't think there was ever moments in those movies that were as breathtaking and amazing as the first moment that the helicarrier started launching out of the ocean. Like that awe of like, wait, what are they preparing for? Why is everything being strapped down? What's happening? And then the massive engines start and everything just lifts from the ocean. There's never been another moment like that in a movie. I mean, it could be because I was like that was such a like one of the first movies I'd watched in theaters, and it was a breathtaking movie, even like especially for that time because you know stuff has evolved so much. When was that? That was like 2015 or something. And I mean, you know, I've seen plenty of movies as they released. Like I saw Ready Player One right as it released. Massive disappointment. Um, because man, that book, one of my favorite books of all time. And then I go into that movie being like, this is gonna be great. They can't screw it up that bad. They screwed it up. They did so bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, fine movie, but if they didn't put the name Ready Player One on that movie, it would have been 100 times better. Immediately. Because it wouldn't have had the stigma of here is what the movie should be. You know, it was here's the movie, and it, with the name, you know, oh, Ready Player One, it's like, okay, here are the characters. Great. Same characters, slightly different looks to all of them. Whatever. They're more, I suppose, realistic for current VR. Where it's like, all right, you know, they don't quite look human, which is fair. There are very few people who use VR and use human models other than like characters. Oh, that's a good point. It's so hard, and I know why. Like, my dad and my brother have both read Ready Player One so many times. You know, like we all have, and we all had the same reaction of it was bad. It was not a good. It was a great movie. You know, like I found it good at some parts, as long as I ignored Ready Player One. And if you really think about it, it's they had to make it more mainstream. You know, not many people would know of the game Black Dragon or Black Tiger, the old arcade game, because why would they? No one knows about that. It's just something from the past that doesn't exist anymore. And if it does, it's in someone's home, not being played, thought of as a collector's item. You know, an old vintage game console. So they changed. What would that be? That would be the Jade Gate. So they changed that to. Oh, that was The Shining in the movie. And also, all right, I understand why they did this. It was for time. In the book, it was there were two challenges per. There was the challenge to get the key, and the challenge in the gate. Or sometimes to get to the gate, there was a slight challenge. Then there was one in the gate. Uh, in the movie, all right, you get the key, and then the gate just appears. Whatever, that's fine for time. and they kind of kept it the same. You know, like the first challenge was in the book. Have you read the book Ready Player One? Because I don't want to spoil anything. Because it is a great read. And there's also a second book, Ready Player Two. Fine. You know, not the greatest book of all time. Not as good as the first. Not bad, but you know, isn't probably isn't in my top 10. I need to think about my top 10 books. It's so hard to like put a number on books because of different genres. I don't know. But just oh, well, you should read it at some point. Um, or you could watch the movie first. Like it has the same basic principle to it, you know, where it's like, all right, old video games and stuff, but you know, 80s references and so many 80s references. Kind of in the movie they were mainstream, so it's The Shining, it's I don't know, I'm surprised they didn't. Yeah. Like if you give me, all right, here's the top 10 books. It's like, all right, this list is going to be 100 books long because like I recently read a book called The Seven Eves. It's long, so long, but it was in three parts. The first part was, you know, kind of like it was what the back of the book said. Oh, I am out. Let's go get some more sandstone. And that part was amazing. It was super quick, and well, like it was still like 300 pages, but it was amazing, and there was a lot of science and oh, truly a masterpiece of a book. The second part was everything after that, and then the third part was like in the future, and I could count all three of those as separate books. The third part wasn't as good as the first two, I will admit. You know, oh, I finally hit the top. Man, this mountain. This is the only way I've got so much sandstone. Is I don't even know why this is made of entirely of sandstone, but it is. Or there's one author that does like, I guess, the book haven't read it. That there are just so many books, and everyone's like, "Oh, these books are great," you know. And like, I mean, I've had people like recommend Twilight, and I'm like, I'm never going to read Twilight because that's not the kind of book I like. I don't. There was one thing I read that had werewolves and vampires, but it was a a book about how being a werewolf and a vampire isn't great. Nothing is ever good as the first book, but uh, because it was just a wolf and a vampire, and the first thing is they're in like this super old truck with like I think it was like 190 beer cans behind them, even though neither of them can get drunk due to the fact that they're vampires and werewolves, and I guess that's just not how they function. And it's them going to a town that is like super cursed, and it's just them like doing busy work, kind of, with like a mystery element behind it, and it was really good. I mean, I described it really badly, but like that's like kind of what the author does is that kind of thing where it's the real kind of like the gods. He did a whole book about just gods being kind of human-like, and it's like, yeah, they get bored. They're gods. They live forever. They can't just live in a happy marriage forever because if humans can't do it, gods sure as hell can't. It's just not how the mind works. You can't do the same thing forever. And it was a good book. I mean, kinda weird and I don't know, sometimes a little bit hard to reread because I'm the kind of person who loves rereading books, and I know that's super uncommon. Like, so many people are like, no, I read a book once and that's it. But it's like, but you miss so much. Like, you sometimes miss entire characters as they're mentioned once and are super important later, and you're like, I don't know who the hell this person is, but alright. But if you reread it, you're like, oh, there it is. Or you can finally appreciate the foreshadowing that the author put in. That's why I like rereading books. Also because I have a tendency not to pay attention to books for long periods of time and forget what happens. So, it's never as good the second time. Like, it's still good, but with, like, Ready Player One, you know, it it's the same mysteries, but I already know what happens. Even though I probably won't reread the second Ready Player One. Ready Player Two was fine. Kind of a disappointing ending, a little bit cliched. But, like, if I really tried, I don't know if I could give you a top 10 book list. Maybe for sci-fi, because I haven't read that much sci-fi. I think I have, it's like, oh man, I love sci-fi. But then I think about it, it's like, off the top of my head, I can tell you probably 3 science fiction books I've read, and one of them is the entirety, most of, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books. We had them in, like, one big book, so I don't really count that. Um, oh god, that book is like 1,000 pages long, and I still haven't finished it. I'm like, I'm gonna be or eternally halfway done with that book. Hang on, I need to change how this is set up. I need to make it so I can tell exactly where the halfway point is. There it is. Yeah, there we go. Ah, man. Yeah, this entire desert is just full of tiny little quarries. Boop. There should be plenty of coal in there. Like, this, which is my biggest build other than the current cathedral build, I built it right next to my old sandstone quarry. Like, it doesn't look like much here, but uh, I've dug quite a bit out of this area. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this. It's just kind of here now. Also need to decorate. God, there's so much I need to do in this world. Anyway, sequels are hard to do, and trust me, I get it. I've tried creating something as good again, mostly with drawing. Like, it was a beautiful drawing I made over like 8 hours one school day because I was super bored in health class and was like, I'm gonna draw something, and it was great. It's one of my probably my best piece of art ever. And every time I tried to recapture that, it just came out looking like a bad recreation. Did I not do that one right? Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. Alright. Oh, damn, I don't have my silk touch on me. Whatever, it's fine. Um, and so I get it, it can be hard to recapture the same magic, like, any more than once. Because it just, oh man, this place does not look good with the Christmas chests. But a lot of times, sequels are made for money. Like, if you look at Harry Potter, it's pretty clear those were planned, kind of, from the first book. There was supposed to be sequels. It was open, and it was like, look, here it is. There are going to be sequels no matter what. And then you look at, like, I don't know. I think Ready Player One might be the perfect show, where it ends beautifully. Everything is tied up. The bad guys are gone. Amazing. And now there's a second book, and there almost isn't a villain in Ready Player 2. There is, but in the first book, you know who the villain is within the first 100 pages, if. Like the first, maybe the first 10%, you immediately know this is the bad guy. These are who we should hate. In Ready Player 2, it takes about until the halfway point to know that. Uh, and I mean, whatever, you know, it was a lot of setup and it was all necessary to make the story fit, but should a book have that much setup? Should a half the book be a preamble to what's actually coming? I guess that's up to the authors, but if it were up to me, no. Try to get to the point quickly. If it's complicated technology, give us a user manual or something, you know? Where it's like, yeah, it may not be the greatest way to explain this, but it's better than just being like, alright, here's a 12-page in-depth review on how to use this piece of machinery. It's like, I really don't care. Tell us what it does, and why we should be afraid of it, if it's like the main contested point in the book. Which Ready Player 2 does. It just takes a while, you know, and it's kind of the same as like Sword Art Online or something, where it's like, yes, the technology is amazing, and yes, it could be used in a bad way, but it would have to be specifically built to be used that way. And this wasn't. And it's this whole complicated thing with, it's fine, good stuff. I still enjoyed most of it, you know. It had a lot more references that I understood because, you know, it was started to be written in like 2017, meaning the references are a lot more modern than Ready Player One, which was like what, 2010 or something, where it's like those references are now old and outdated. So it's completely fine. God, this farm does not produce much, does it? Man, and I wanted, like, I want this back area, like right here, to have like well, probably start like here is actually, but like have a gold arch going over the whole building. Might have to rethink that because a lot of pigmen spawn, but unless you use like the only reason I've got swords is those are the pigmen I've damaged. Like if I come on, someone spawn. If I find one and I'm building something, or if I was like when I was building these, which is the item transport system, still a work in progress. It's coming along. I would like see one and just like punch it, and as such, it counts as a player kill. Technically, it's a little bit iffy with pigmen, but it would mean that there was XP on the ground, which there is not when one dies due to just falling off by itself. So if you have like looting, which I don't. Oh, I do have looting. I need to fix my sword. This is like some random one I found because I spent all my time creating my armor and my pickaxe. That wasn't that hard. Look at all of these librarians. I've spent far too long getting librarians. What? Who are you? Oh, right, you've got a Unbreaking 3. Look at that. Look at that. That is an amazing trade. Some of these guys have some good stuff. Like I've got mending for like 12 emeralds. Of course, I don't have a good way to make emeralds yet. I was trying to build a raid farm. Stuff's hard. But not quite done. Should be very soon. I think it was a lot of stacks in 20. Alright, I don't know why that's still in there. Or that. Or iron. I have an iron farm. Oh, that's actually a lot. I use up so much iron. Like, I've got 3 full beacons around my base. So oh, I guess there's still another stack coming. We can check its progress. Oh, yeah, see, there's only that much. Perfect. Now we can get back to building. Um, Unfortunately, that system is not perfect. It is, in fact, really bad. What was I talking about? Something about books. Um, Actually, I guess I could just start tearing that down again. Um, we had to do, like, a book review for class. Alright, fine. You know, I've never actually really had to do a book review, which is strange because, you know, I've been in school a long time, but they're not as common as you would think, at least not in the schools I've been at. And uh, this one was hard to do because the book I chose, which was Seven Eves, which I talked about like a couple minutes ago, 2/3 of the book is spoilers. Actually, I'm gonna say 75% of that book is spoilers, which makes it really hard to review. Actually, I'm going to go and grab a bit more sandstone so that we can have it ready in case we need any more. Um, and like all these other people did these books. One did actually did Ready Player One. It was a fine review, but there were spoilers in it, uh, which were only spoilers if you've read the book. Um, like you would only understand them as spoilers. So then I was like, I don't know if this person read the book. Like the way they wrote it makes me feel like they watched the movie and then were like, "Nah, don't worry, I know enough about it. I can write a book review." They couldn't because there were spoilers, pretty obvious ones as well. Um, and I mean, like, some spoilers, whatever, they're unavoidable, especially for Ready Player One, which was a massively popular book. You know, as shown by having a movie. Um, it- but it's hard to like look at a book review for a book I love so much. Oh, oh, that's bad. Creeper, come here, please. Please don't destroy any of this. This would take far too long to rebuild. What the hell are you doing? Um, and see that a book review has spoilers. Because maybe in the movie, it was like, oh, this one character's name isn't a spoiler, it's a character name. But in the context of the book, I think he might actually be stuck. No? He's just stupid. Please, that is my storage area. Okay, perfect. Um, I'll just put it all in here. Um, Especially because like some of the big reveals in the movie weren't as like heartfelt as they were in the book. Which is, like I said, it's hard, especially for Ready Player One, which was just full of so many copyrighted references that would have cost all of the money ever to be able to use in a movie. Like, I don't know, like it talks about like Blade Runner and uses in the book places and things from Blade Runner. That would have been so hard to get the rights for. I mean, like it also talks about like Gundam and you know, a lot of like older anime and movies that aren't as popular anymore. So it wouldn't have been that bad, but like one scene in the book, like, you know, a couple paragraphs could have hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of copyrighted references. And that's kind of what makes the movie so soulless almost, is the fact that it doesn't have any of those references in it. It's just references that kind of fit in, like the Iron Giant, or I don't know, it has like Battlestar Galactica in it. But like that isn't the same as here's this like anime from 40 years ago that no one that you know has ever watched. But here it is. Or like here it is and here's the basic plot of it and how it's important to this story because some random old guy who made a video game company really liked it. it. That is what gives the book so much soul, is the fact that something you've never heard of, you will look at and be like, I wonder what that is, and look it up and be like, oh, wow, that looks really interesting. I'm going to go watch that. It's like the perfect watch list for anyone who likes 80s movies or books or TV shows or hell, even music. It has all of that and talks about it a lot. Just like I've talked a lot about Ready Player One. Why did that even start? Right, book, like top 10 book lists. I've got a lot to say about the Ready Player One movie. Because, boy, just like most Percy Jackson fans probably have a lot to say about the movies. Same basic principle. Then again, I've only ever seen the first Percy Jackson movie and haven't read the books yet. Um, because those are long, and I have a lot of anime to watch. And other TV shows, and movies, and books. Oh, wait. I've got. Sorry. I've got a lot of stuff to do. Like finishing up this build. It's actually coming along pretty well. I was. The first stream I did of this, I was super optimistic we would finish a vast majority of the building. And now, here, what is this, like, let's see, that, we did one stream that was digging this out and building a bad version of this. Then, we did another stream that was fixing this. Ooh, crap. Fixing this, digging that, building that. One stream that was building the first bit of this wall. Then, like I think it was to there, second stream building it to there, and now this one, building it up to here. Oh yeah, that definitely needs to be taller. Because, like, my main reference for this is a Reddit post that no longer exists. Because it was posted, like, the day I was starting the second wall build stream. And they just deleted it out of the blue. And it was a nether, like, corrupted cathedral. It was super pretty. And I was like, oh, right, that's how cathedrals are supposed to look. Mine looked more like a great hall. So it was going to be, like, you know, same basic building shape, but it was going to go, like, have a smaller entrance. So if I don't know, it wasn't going to look great. It looked like the keep to a castle, not a cathedral. God, this building is massively imposing. Like, I said this on the first stream that we started building it. This town, tiny. This is just a vanilla village. This was originally one house. Over here was one house. I then had to connect them and build a second floor so I could have more villagers, so I could have more librarians. And that's it. All I've added to this village is this horrible abomination and that house. And I guess, like, that too, but it's not really part of the village. So I'm going to have to, like, after this, really buckle down and pay attention to this village and upgrade it and give it new homes. And I guess it doesn't need a church anymore. We're building that. Like, oh, it did have a church originally. It was right here. Yeah, like right here. There was one of the desert churches, but I completely took it down for sandstone. Um, because I really needed smooth sandstone and didn't have any coal. So, yeah. Oh, I need to empty my inventory of dirt. Man, I should have set up for this more, but I was like, I've got like I've got a lot of smooth sandstone left. It should be fine. It'll be great. This will be amazing. Yeah. No. I also need to find a new place for sandstone. That mountain is almost down. So that's just great. Just amazing. I guess I could just find like a different hill. We gotta find somewhere though, and I want it to be like further from my base. This'll do. Because I have the bad habit of just destroying the environment near my base. I think everyone does. I don't know of like a single Minecraft base where they haven't had to rebuild the area around it because of just rampant need of items. I think that's just every base. That's just kind of how Minecraft rolls. It's like, well, I built this thing and now I need to um, completely rebuild the environment around it. Oh boy. And then that takes forever because you're like, I, I, I try and terraform, but I am so bad at it. Like, there's a little bit, actually, the cliff that the tower is on at my base, completely terraformed. I was super proud of it, and still am. It looks great. But I'm gonna have to, like, find some way to try and fit in that cave that we just dug out, or, like, the new old sand quarry. Because I'm gonna have to move it again. It's gonna be a lot of storytelling. Man, I have spent so much time in this world. Like, let's see. That's not it. Let's see where the time played is near the bottom. 8 days. Over 8 days of time has been spent in this game. More than I have spent in, like, Breath of the Wild entirely. And I have, like, 200 hours in that game. Because it's massive and I've played it at least once. And started a second playthrough. And this is just one world. I used to play on servers a lot. I used to play on a friend's realm a lot. I used to do a lot, and still do a lot in Minecraft. A lot less, like, I used to spend, just all of my time every day spent on Minecraft. Now it's like, well, I started Dark Souls and, I don't know, have, like, a lot of YouTube to watch, even though I just do that on the side. Right? I wish they counted hours per account, not world. I want to know how much time I have on Minecraft. Like, it's just like, I need to know. I want to know how much of my life I have spent on this game where I just place blocks. And let me tell you, when I got a pickaxe that was half as good as this, it was the best item I ever made in this world. Like, not when I got a pickaxe half as good as the one I'm holding now in this world, it was the best item I had ever created in Minecraft altogether. See, this is this is sand quarry. Um, uh, just because I wasn't good at Minecraft. You know, I mean, I'm not great at it. The only reason I even went through all the work to build this is because I'm bad enough that I will just die continuously without it. And I'm not even ashamed to say that, because it is so true. And I have died like 500 times in this world. Actually, I think I can check that. Hang on. I think it's time since last death. That's pretty good. It's over 12 hours, which is the highest it's ever been. Number of deaths, 118 deaths. in 8 days. That's a lot. Like, and also I could tell you it's probably been about 14 in-game hours since I made this armor. And I haven't died with it yet. And somehow having super nice armor makes it so much more stressful to even think about dying. Because it's like, if I lose this armor, oh, that's all of my netherite. Oh. It took me so long to get that netherite. Like, I've had overall 6 ingots of netherite. One of them went to a pickaxe that was not quite as good as this one. It is now gone. I think it fell into the void. No, it was blown up by a wither. Um, then the rest of it went to this. And also, I'm using a data pack, so my elytra is connected with my chest plate, in case you're wondering. And I mean, like, after I got this, I went end busting. I did pretty well, but I do use a lot of data packs. Let's see. I have customizable armor stands, mob heads, player heads, and then I have anti-Enderman grief. Oh, so much Enderman everywhere. They just do so much. Double shulker shells, so they do 2 shells all the time, because otherwise they're a massive pain to get. And then this is the elytra. So drop onto an anvil, netherite, or any chestplate actually, and the elytra would merge them. Then they drop it on grindstone. Enchantments are kept, but burning it will keep the chestplate, but not the elytra. So I've got a few extras, and my emeralds. And, God, those wither roses, they're the reason I lost that pickaxe. Like, oh yeah, see, like, this is the only terraforming I've done in this world so far. As I did this. This was just like a sheer cliff, but I was like, oh, hey, a villager. He's been standing there for, like, 4 hours. And, I mean, it's pretty good. That used to go all the way up. So it made more sense then, but I don't know. It's pretty good. Not the best terraforming, because desert terraforming isn't easy. Uh, but it's, you know. Oh yeah, I also had to terraform around this, so you can see when it turns to unnatural, right about here. I really like this style of hillsides though. But you can, right as you look at it, like, that isn't Minecraft generation. But you don't even want to know how long it took me to build this house. This was also a village house, but I just add the logs. And then, see, look, there's even this used to have, like, I don't know, I think a blast furnace in it. See, look, Enderman. That was also for Enderman. Speaking of, alright, so I had this. It was all dirt. I was fighting off some Endermen from the nether. One of them comes up, steals this block, and then kills me. It was the most unbelievable death I've had in this entire world so far. And that may be one of the reasons I turned off Enderman griefing. Is because, yeah. Also this, supposed to be an automatic farm. You know, so they were going to throw the carrots down to here, with the villagers in it. Villager farms don't work anymore. Well, the breeders don't. Some of them do. So instead, I did a super omega genius thing where I can actually still get down. I don't have any good way in. Hold on. Do I have sand? I do have sand. Perfect. Where I put this up and did this, so baby villagers would try to get here, and instead they would fall in and then go down this tunnel. And so I just had a random hole out near the, like, actually where the, ex excuse me? Did you just get in the village? How the hell? Oh. Let's, get rid of that. I think I even lost a villager. I lost my sharpness 5. I had one somewhere, and now he's gone. Right as I needed him, as I was being like, oh, I need to build a new, I need to build a new sword. So I have like somewhere. I have no idea where though, because here it is. See, I've got all the stuff I need for a sword, except for like fire aspect and stuff. Uh, but no sharpness 5. I don't know what happened to the villager. I didn't kill him. I'm not that bad of a person. I mean, I'm not the greatest person, as I have a iron golem farm that just, you know, keeps villagers perpetually afraid and then murders the golems as they're spawned. But, you know, I need it for hoppers. I've built. How many hoppers have I crafted? All right, that's fair. That's fair. All right, all right. Yep. I have crafted 1,000 hoppers and have used all of them, except for maybe like half a stack. Times mined, stone. All right. Is there a times placed? Oh, I guess that'd be used. Wow. That this pickaxe has done a lot. I mean, it was between two netherite picks, but man, over 100,000 blocks mined. Jeez, man. That might have hit the integer limit, actually. I don't know if I can go above 99. That or I'm amazing. That took me exactly 99 pickaxes to get to the amount of diamonds where I was confident enough to start using a diamond pickaxe the whole time. It took until I had quite a few diamonds where I was like, all right, fine, I'll build a diamond pick. Because I am always worried that I'm like, but what if I run out of diamonds? I mean, I'm not anymore, and I could show you why once I'm done with this, but this is somehow the most and least stressful game I've ever played in my entire goddamn life. Alright, you wanna know why? Because never was I like, oh, in any other game was I was like, I'll build a beautiful cathedral. And it will make me gold, and I will have food forever by using golden carrots. And also been like, alright. I've got to go into the nether. I got to go into literally hell. And I've got to go to another fortress, tear out all of it. I've got to destroy all of it. And then I've got to place buttons everywhere within a 180 block radius. And then make sure I don't die during all of it, so I don't lose any of my items. And then, finally, I'll build a farm so I can kill more withers, which will kill me. Probably. So I can get more beacons, so I can create more farms, so I can do stuff better. I still haven't finished that farm, or started it even. Uh, but, and yet here I am being like, oh hey Alexander. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I should just call you Alex or Alexandrite. Not quite sure yet. Still trying to figure that one out. It's really up to you, I suppose. But, man, this game, I love it, and I hate it, and I love it. And I have, okay. And I have so many amazing memories, but I have almost an equal amount of not amazing memories. Where it's like, when I think back to like middle school and the not perfect time I had during that. But then I find this. Wait, I thought I had 32. Whatever. This is my entire valuables chest. Because I use emeralds too much. And, uh, I mean, shulker boxes, super amazing, and I try and use them as much as possible, but, man, they're kind of annoying. You know, like you gotta just, hold on. I I ran out of Minecraft songs, so it switched back to Doom. All right, here's a real question. I've tried looking this up many times, and I have no idea if Bethesda DMCA strikes people who use a Doom soundtrack, because it is an amazing soundtrack. Like, I have almost all of it um on my liked playlist for Spotify, and I listen to it a lot because it's great. But, but you know how some game companies are. Oh, I I would have, but I bought a bunch of games like super early on in December. I bought Dark Souls 3 though. I've put like 8 hours in that game now, and I'm like, I'm stuck. I don't know where to go. How do I do this? How do I play this game? Fun game though. Beautiful. Such an amazing world. Like, God, this village really needs a nice remake because it is so bad. There is a village literally like 200 blocks from here. Like right over here that I stole villagers from. Like all of my villagers in my village were dead. Every single one of them. So, instead I came over here, built a pathway through like right here. You can even see one of the bits of scaffolding still all the way back into the original version of this house and kept them there for months as I slowly got ready to build this villager breeder. That's how bad I've done at keeping this village safe. Is every single one of the natural villagers is dead. I actually don't know if there's a single original villager left alive. Minecraft. Where that is just like normal. Oh, that brings up an old memory. I was playing Minecraft at a friend's house back when I still used to go over to my friend's house, and we were playing like a super old version of Minecraft for the Xbox. It was like the 360 version, and it was me and one of my friends, and we were in a village. It was great. You know, it was pretty big, and our cleric had just leveled up, and he gave us like a sharpness 2 or like a fire aspect sword, like diamond sword. I was like, this is amazing. It was like 15 emeralds or something, maybe even less. I think it was like 6. Old villager mechanics were weird. And I was like, all right, we have to keep this guy alive. And she's like, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. Just we'll stay up tonight. Fine. He immediately died. That was and that was like my first ever like real interaction with villagers was that. And boy, I'll tell you, I hate villagers. I hate working with them for anything except for enchantments. They're just such a pain. Like, creating that, it got to the point where I had to go into creative mode to fix it. The villagers kept falling out, and eventually I was just like, I'm going to give up, and I will just create what it is now. And it works. Whenever I add new beds, there's immediately villagers. Like, I was at the point where there was probably 3 unemployed villagers. And now, like, look at that. There's like 15 down there. Which, oh god, why do the golems keep... How do they even get in here? That was just an ever-increasing amount of golems in my sheep pit. I had to completely trapdoor over my cow pit because there were just villagers and golems, and it made it impossible. Oh, Battlefield. Never played it, actually. I've seen like my dad used to play that a lot. My brother used to play it a lot. So I've seen a lot of Battlefield, but never played it. I've heard that Fallout 1 and 2 aren't great. Tactics never played. I've never heard of People Playground. Besiege, I have heard of Besiege. Among Us. Alright, I have a Steam code for the Among Us pet bundles, and I don't have the base game. Faster Than Life, Arma. I've heard of Arma, not Faster Than Life. Man, this winter sale was amazing. Ah, Faster Than Light. I've heard of Faster Than Light. I've heard that it's Hollow Knight. God, that game looks so good, but never played it. Dark Souls is literally the only game I bought for the entire winter sale so far. It'll probably stay that way, actually. Sea of Thieves. Oh God, Sea of Thieves looks amazing. Oh, Stardew. I have played that. I have that on Switch. Great, amazing. Mwah. Such a great time. Yeah, Payday 2 is like $1 right now. Rainbow Six. Ooh, I have played that. Play newcomer for a little bit, but it is toxic. Like, it's tabs. Man. Back in the day when tabs was still in beta, like I was at school and it was like, guys, have you guys heard? There's like this secret link that you can go and you can get tabs. Like, what? And it was like right to the developer's website. It wasn't secret. You just like look it up. And I got it. I was like, this is amazing. I am one of the only people in the entire world to have tabs right now. I don't have a VR headset. And I know a few of the games I would buy. Like, I really want Accounting Plus, which is just basically it's created by the creators of Rick and Morty, but it's just a stupid VR game. Oh, that one's pretty. That's pretty much a classic. You know, I've seen a little bit of Skyrim VR, but not much. I think I'd just rather play the original Skyrim, but that might just, and I'm out. Pavlov. I don't know. Like, I think everything should be done. Man, that creeper farm, it just pumps stuff out. And I don't even need that much gunpowder, but I've got like 6 double chests full of that stuff. Like, it also sometimes creates arrows and bones, and I don't know how. It actually shouldn't be possible, but man, it has found a way. Oof. Yeah, the Steam sales are sometimes kind of unbelievable. Like, damn it! I kept forgetting to. TNT is good for finding ancient debris, but you know, lava and whatnot. That's true. I keep forgetting to get the. What is the Epic game right now? Hold on. This takes priority over doing actual streaming stuff. I want to see. I think it might be actually be. I think they ended their free game thing, but My Time in Portia. All right, man. Dude, like they gave away like City Skylines and all of its DLC. That's usually like $250. Like, it is kind of unbelievable, the stuff that Epic has given away. Like, I got Borderlands 1 and 2. I got Roller Coaster Tycoon, Civ 6. I haven't played it that much because I'm not good at it. Borderlands, a pre-sequel. Ark. Alien Isolation. Hitman. Like, I just don't know. Why do they do that? It seems like such a poor business strategy to be like, hey, look, here's a bunch of games we could make a bunch of money off of. Have them for free. I mean, it makes them a pretty good game platform, if nothing else, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not complaining, you know, free games are still free games, but it's just like, I feel like they're like trying to, you know, fix a hole in a sinking ship by creating more holes and evening out the pressure. Like, it might work, but it would require sealing off the rest of your business from those games. You know, it would make it so that Epic has to stay afloat on Epic games. Like their games, like Fortnite, which is how they get most of their money. Or, I actually don't know anything else they've made, if I'm being completely honest. Alright, well, Tower 1 is finished. But let's do this. Let's do the entrance, which will be just a little bit shorter than these. And then we'll see how it looks. Because I'm worried that these towers are just a little bit short. Which I was gonna throw that away, but all right. I don't want an uneven amount of items in my inventory. What do I look like? Crazy guy? You know, I want this to be done well, done right. If you're gonna do it right. Which is why I I got more obsidian than I'll ever need. Even though I've said this before, but I really wanted to do a full wall before I built this. I wanted to do a full wall of obsidian around the base. So I got a couple of stacks of obsidian, and I was like, ah, this will be enough. This took like half of a shulker. It took like what is that? 13 and a bit stacks of obsidian for like 28 portals. Uh, how do people build with obsidian? I had to resort to tearing down end pillars. Like, I had to go to the end, create a beacon in the end, and that's the only way I've gotten this far in this build, is by just going and tearing up the end, which I have created 4 end crystals, so if I ever need to, I can respawn the dragon again. Um, they're somewhere. Did I put them in my ender chest? Yeah, there they are. Because, you know, I kind of want to see how easy the dragon fight is with full netherite armor. Because I did it the first time on accident. Um, a silverfish knocked me in, and I didn't want to lose all my items. So I just kept going back, and eventually, I got rid of the dragon. Alright, that's what I was wondering. I thought it did. Like, my strange, vaguely incomplete encyclopedia of Minecraft knowledge. Because a few years ago, actually it was a long time ago, I got the, oh, Battlefield. Have a good time just being corner camped by, uh, machine gun users. Um, a few years ago, I got a copy of the Minecraft Blockpedia, which was really cool, and it was like, this is the greatest book in the world, as it is like, it looks like the grass block, although it is beat to hell. Like, the problem with it looking like a block is it's, you know, it has like it's from like this point of view, you know, so it's got the side, the side, the side, the side, the side, side, but only like this side actually has binding on it. So I dropped it like one time, and now like the entire cover is entirely askew. Right? You can't actually use the book. My copy is like super out of date. Like it it's like 1.9 out of date. No, not even that. It doesn't even have like purpur on it or anything. And that was 1.9. Like it's missing like 10 updates worth of blocks. So it doesn't have World of Color. It doesn't have any of that. I was like, oh man, I was thinking one time, I was like, I wonder how blast resistant is smooth sandstone. I don't know, unless I wanted to look at the wiki, but who looks at the wiki? Me, I do. I use the wiki a lot actually. All right, let's fill this in, and then we can look. It'll look a lot better once finished, as everything does. So, it might still look a little bit off, but this is just to make sure that the height is correct. Man, that when I got that Blockpedia, it was like I was like, I am gonna be the coolest kid at school ever. I wasn't, and still am not. Um, because, well, you know, I was one of the founding members of the Dungeons and Dragons Club, and that just kind of makes it so you can't you can't be like I helped the club president with the paperwork during math class once. That was he's a cool kid. Nice guy. That door looks super out of place. What is the biggest a piston door could be? Alright, this entrance area needs to be shorter, but... And I think the tower is actually... maybe a little bit taller, but... Yeah, this needs to be a few blocks shorter. Let's go down 3 blocks. Because otherwise the door is just going to look wrong. Or... I could put in decorative doors. I was going to have a 3x3 piston door. But... I could just have, like, a big... like... non-functioning door. That looks a little bit better. Like it doesn't actually have to work. Who needs functioning doors? So I can have it so it like cuts from like here, like all the way like up to here, and then these chests are a little bit in the way, but then it goes kind of that, 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 that is the middle, there, there. There. Down. And then basically just like have this as my door. I mean, it'll actually have like something in there, like a big old like wooden castle door or something, but for prototyping. Just because when it's laid out flat, a 3x3 piston door, oh yeah, that'll look a lot better. Seems like it would be the perfect thing for it. Like you look at it, it's like that is the perfect size. It fits right in. Oh, that needs to be taller, but we can fix that later. Um, but like once you start building it, you're like, oh right, this building has to be at least like 25 blocks tall. Right, yeah, that won't look, that won't do. What? Just was that a zombie? I think a zombie spawned on the wall and then jumped off to kill me. Hey man, he's dedicated to his job. What can I say? Gotta appreciate the dedication. And then, man, I don't know how I was expecting this to look good. Like, when I first started drawing it out, like, oof. It looks so bad. And probably will end up not looking great. But that's just kind of the nature of building. Is like, I have this perfect vision for how this should look. But it never quite gets there. You know, you really try all the time. Like, that's kind of what happened with this house, is that when I first built it, it was massive. You know, those logs were a massive expenditure. And, like, that was my old tree farm. It has, like, what is that? Like, 10 trees in it. So getting, like, those couple of stacks of logs was, like, that took me, like, 2 hours. And now, I'm like, should I rim this with logs? I've got enough, right? But I want this here to be like the way I break out of that build style. Because don't get me wrong, it looks great, and I love that build style, like the logs and smooth sandstone, but I don't want this to be just another one of those. You know, this should be something greater. It I want it to have logs in it somewhere, you know, that's kind of a given. But I don't know if it should just have like the logs going up like this way. That wouldn't fit actually. We're gonna have something right there, but oh, that we actually might want to push that out a little bit more. In flat, that looked great. It was like that will be the perfect distance, but these have to go up like 90% of the way up the building, so those will look pretty bad as they are now. We can once again fix it later, but should I? Here's the real question. All right, I actually kind of want your guys' input. Should I remove the interior of these towers, like these interior sections of the wall, so I can use them for something else? I don't know what I'll use them for. Probably a farm of some kind. Or do you think it would look better if it was like this, where it showed, no, there is nothing there, that tower is separate? Like, I mean, like if I could break it into it maybe, or should it be just another part of the building? Because I actually don't know. Like, I'm kind of stumped. Because that was a question that could only pop up after I finished building them, of course, but you know, because I didn't really think about that when I was planning it. I was like, well, I don't know. I'll figure it out. It'll look great. But first off, that would save just so much sandstone. Not that that's really matters, you know. Yeah, yeah, maybe it will. We'll see once it's finished. But I don't. Well, there will be a lot of decorations in there, you know. Like these front towers will be the most detailed of the area, so it might. Yeah, it'll probably be better just to leave them as is, so that way you don't just get like weird, like the weird bit of the decorations. You know, you don't want like the just like exposed terracotta with nothing underneath it to be inside the building. I mean, not this building's gonna look good from the inside. It's still a farm. You know, it still needs to look kind of industrial. But, you know, might as well make it look kind of nice. I think I might just put a tower around my iron farm at some point. I still need to figure that out. Because that farm was kind of like a kind of a spur of the moment build. Where I was like, well, I need iron, and God knows I don't want to go mining anymore. I have an idea. Let's just, you know, screw it. Let's just build an iron farm. So I built, you know, like the smallest iron farm I could find. You know, nothing great. Like it produces like, I don't know, like a lot per hour, as long as it's at peak efficiency. But, like, it, unfortunately, like for this, I immediately knew, like the only reason I built this at all was because I had my sketch pad, and I was like, that's what I want around my gold farm. The iron farm is one of the only things that I've built, other than maybe the slime farm, which isn't even finished or started really, where I didn't know what I wanted the building around it to look like when I started. Because I was like, I'll figure it out later. But uh, unfortunately, inspiration is not exactly common. You know, like I will go months without touching this Minecraft world due to the fact that I just don't know what to do. You know, I don't have another build plan. I don't have anything like that. And that's just another one of those where I was like, well, I need this right now, and I will forever. Like the pyramid, when I built it, I was like, all right, it's gonna have stuff inside of it. It's gonna have my super smelter, and I don't know, how about a sugarcane farm? And then I eventually added the creeper farm because I was like, ooh, this might be. I wanted one. I was like, oh, maybe I'll repurpose the tower finally. That clearly didn't work as I'm tearing it down. But then I was like, the pyramid, it's perfect. It might just be the perfect size. It was, and it fits amazing, and it's great, and it really fits, makes the whole build fit together. But I already knew what was going to be in there when I built it. You know, I wasn't just going to build a pyramid for the sake of building it. I built it because I needed rockets. So I was like, well, I need gunpowder and I need paper. And, you know, smelter couldn't hurt. So I did all that. For this, well, you know, I need gold for food and nothing else, but I'll figure it out later. Well, I just got a very weird sense of deja vu. Anyway, have you ever just had that? Where you're just sitting there and being like, God, I have seen this before. And I don't know where, and I don't know how, but it is sometimes actually really unsettling, but whatever. It happens. Oh boy, I need more sandstone. Well, back we go. Oh, actually, I should grab more rockets first. I'm gonna be stranded a couple hundred blocks from base. Truly the worst ending I could ever dream of. Needing to walk. Man, I spent too long getting these elytra to, I don't know, walk. Like, seriously, I spent so long getting elytra. I I forgot that the mini portals on the end island after you kill the dragon take you to the outer end. So I just didn't use them and bridged my way across the entire void until I hit the outer end. That was the most stressful thing I've ever done. And I needed to go back like 2 or 3 times because I started running out of items. So there I was, running back and forth. And I would have found Elytra super quick. But the first end city I came across with a boat, I went up, I killed off all the shulkers after a long time. It took forever. And there was a chunk error. Alright? So here's here's the whole boat. You know, like, right here. Like, if, like, this pixel is like right where the shulker is, and then right here is the elytra, was missing. The only part of the entire end city that was missing because of a chunk error was the elytra and the one shulker, and that was it. It was horrible, and I just gave up for the day and didn't play Minecraft after that for a little bit. That was like the first time where I was like, a chunk error stopped me from progressing. Because this world has never been perfect. Like, it's very buggy sometimes. Like, minecart unloaders don't work, and just some things stop functioning sometimes, and I don't know, it happens to everyone, every world if, you know, chunks unload violently or anything like that. But that, I knew that sometimes the end has its issues, but man, I it took me like an hour to beat the dragon due to me dying continuously, and that was the payoff I got after scaffolding my way across the end, crouching most of the way across this one block, like 300 block long, 1 block wide pathway through just death where I would lose every single item, and it just wasn't there. That was that hurt deep inside, and I think that was I cheated a little bit when fighting the dragon because I didn't like go into creative to kill it or anything. When I found my stronghold, I dug down 1 block, like I did a 1 block tunnel down. And so I was like, well, I won't really need to find it again. I'll write down the coordinates. I didn't because I didn't expect to go into the dragon fight. So there I was, being like, I have no idea where these things are. I forgot that your items don't despawn in other dimensions, and so I panicked, and creative mode was there, and teleporting was too. So I just teleported back to my portal over and over, and then I respawned it, and that's why I don't have the egg, is because the dragon destroyed the egg. And yeah, I respawned it, went back the actual way, through the Nether, because I finally have a portal linking it up, and then I just I actually need to check fuel levels on these. Ah, that is very low. We had this problem last stream, but I did a Dark Souls stream on Wednesday. It's only like an hour long. If you've ever streamed before, you kind of know that after sometimes they'll just not, like you'll be in the middle of streaming and then you'll just be like, no, no one's here, and I know it deep inside. That was that stream. Was after an hour I was like, there's no one, and I just like wanted to play it by myself. That was fun. Sometimes it gets like that though, and hell, my first stream was like that because I had this strange notion that I would just be successful no matter what. I think everyone who starts streaming has that, where it's like, well, it's streaming, it can't be that hard. It's pretty hard. It's hard to really get the motivation sometimes. I mean, every job has that, but with streaming, where it's 90% luck, it's so much harder. And it's really just start doing it, get yourself a schedule on when you want to stream, and then you're good. Like, build a schedule around, like, the worst nuisance in your life, where it's like, yeah, I could skip it, but if I skip it, it could cause other problems. So for me, that was school. So my stream is built around the days where if I get off early, it's a longer stream. If I don't have it, it's a longer stream. And it works. It's a fine schedule and has worked so far, I think. I don't know. But, Twitch is a kind of a ruthless platform sometimes, where if you don't stream enough, it's just like, well, not gonna promote your streams, see you later, and then just you don't really get any help. Like I was watching a smaller streamer, like, they were big enough that was their job at that point, was streaming. I was like, how'd you get through the smaller parts? And he's like, well, it's dedication, 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 and luck. You just gotta keep going, because eventually your bad luck will run out. Enough people will finally come through and actually enjoy what you're doing, and they will start following, and as you start, getting more followers, and people decide, huh, maybe I should actually, like, watch this person more, then it's like, well, the more viewers you have, the more likely it is that Twitch will care at all to promote your stream, and then it's a very, very slight snowball. You know, it's like, yeah, you'll start getting bigger, but it'll take a while, you know, and eventually you just hit your stride. Sometimes you never do, but that just means that you gave up. Or that, you know, that is, are there two ravines that intersect here? That is really cool. And look, they even like split off their own ways. Neat. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but I'll think about it. You know, for some reason, this is near my spawn area because like the base is just over there. I had the weird memory that this was one of those mesa biomes that just like was super buggy and went all the way up to the sky with like floating bits of island and stuff. I don't know why I thought that, but I was like, oh man, I could do something cool with that. But I guess I misremembered. All right, let's. Well, that's gonna be a massive pain to fix. No, stop going. Ugh. Oh, it fixed itself. Ah, minecarts. God, they're so annoying sometimes. And it broke itself again. I don't know why it's still going. It shouldn't be able to. I think it's empty. Because these aren't using sandstone as fuel. Oh, it's not even empty yet. Huh. Maybe I built this system better than I thought I did. Nope, there's a furnace in there now. I actually don't know where that came from. Alright. That's fun. Well, it fixed itself, so I'm not complaining. Alright, let's just... what is that? One... stack and... that needs to be split. Okay, so that gets that. That. Alright, let's just do that. Math. Yeah, that's about good. Alright, then we can go and grab the sandstone. I'll make sure those aren't broken. No, those are working. They do have a lot. Alright, God, I need to stop giving fuel to this side. Like, it just has a ton of fuel in it. And the other side only has a little bit. Oh, never mind, this needs fuel as well. Like... oh, this has plenty. Man, this smelter is weird sometimes. Like, it will sometimes decide, huh, let's just have, like, a bunch of fuel in some areas and then none in others. Quirks of Minecraft. Just decides not to do stuff sometimes. That should all be coming in. Grab all that. It might be built up somewhere else. Oh, here we go. Still going in. How much should I put in? I mean, this is still full. Wow. We need that. Oh. Alright, well, it's done. No? I think that's it done, finally. Okay. Back to the build. Again. Alright, it's getting pretty close. We have about another 15 minutes to work on it. So we should be able to finish a pretty good amount of this tower. It'll be great. I've got such mixed feelings about some of the new Minecraft updates. Like, don't get me wrong, alright? I loved 1.14. Look at this. This ability here, actually amazing. Definitely like one of the best things that has been added to Minecraft so far. Is just the basic ability to reroll villagers as much as you want and get whatever enchantment. That is great. It really makes, you know, getting good armor not a game of luck. It makes it a game of just persistence. And I mean, there's still luck in there, but it's not just, all right, I have a bunch of XP. Let's go to the enchanting table and hope for the best. It's now, look, I have a bunch of villagers and some lecterns and stuff. Great. Let's get some amazing armor. 1.16's good, you know, like netherite, pretty amazing. 1.15, I've said this before, and I don't remember what was in that update other than bees. I don't know why that's loading or not loading. Um, and 1.13, great. I love the new oceans. The new swimming is nice. All that kind of stuff. I mean, the only thing I don't like about 1.16 is the fact that there are so many more vanilla mobs in the Nether. Like, that was some of the reason I liked the Nether so much back in the day, was that I didn't have to deal with skeletons or creepers or endermen, I guess. But now I have to deal with skeletons and endermen and new piglins and whatnot, where it's like, sure, the Nether was never a sanctuary of any kind, you know, it was still the Nether, but it wasn't as dangerous as it is now. You know, ghasts were the real danger, and those are easy enough to deal with. Just punch back at them or have walls everywhere. And I mean, the new Nether biomes, I'm fine with that. You know, like the ability to get more bone blocks naturally than just digging up fossils, because those are pretty rare. Like, I've got a few around. Like, my sandstone quarry has 2 or 3 in it, but I think only 2 actually. But I was great with the old Nether. I mean, the lack of variety was kind of annoying. You know, it's like, well, what's over here? Netherrack. Well, then what's over there? Netherrack. Then what's Netherrack? Oh, and maybe some soul sand as well. Yeah, that's it. That was the Nether, and it wasn't fun. You know, like no one wanted to go to the Nether. It was still dangerous, and there was still lava everywhere. But it, well, it was like old Minecraft. It was a lot less complicated. You know, like olden days of Minecraft, where it was just, you know, build, have fun, maybe kill a zombie. Now it's like, alright, well, here's how it is. If you want to be the greatest Minecraft player of all time, you have to build every single possible farm, build the biggest it can be, and then build these beautiful things around all of them. I mean, not everyone does that. I like the look of just industrial areas is great. You know, like I kind of love industrial districts. But oh, I should probably move that. Where is my silk touch pick? It's somewhere. Oh, that's just regular sand. Oh, and smooth sandstone. Awesome. Now we need to spend less time smelting sandstone. We do enough of that already. Come on, really? Do I not have it anywhere? I thought it was around here somewhere. I even like refound. There it is. I refound it a few streams ago. There we go. Okay. But yeah. Nope. I did not finish that. And I mean, trust me, I am glad that Minecraft is more complicated. Like it give like this block, smooth sandstone, didn't exist. It was technically a block, but it was the same as the like the double smooth stone slab block. It existed, but you couldn't get it. Or like the uh, bark on every side log. It was there, but you couldn't get it. Now they're actual blocks. And this smooth sandstone is one of my favorite blocks. It's vaguely blast resistant, far more than regular sandstone. It's much cleaner than regular sandstone. It's a much more like uniform color. It would be nice if the texture was a little bit more broken up, but you know, you can only have so much. And actually, the cats spawning in villages is great. Um, because getting cats was just such a massive pain. Like, for some farms, you needed cats. A lot of creeper farms used to be cat powered. You know, like the cats would scare the creepers, and that's how it would work. But to do that, you'd have to know where a jungle was, go there, find it, find an ocelot, actually tame it, find at least one more, actually tame that one as well. Hope if you like really liked one skin of cat, like you know, like one type of cat, that you got that one specifically. It was a whole thing, and now it's like, well, um, yeah, now you can just like find them if you find a village. So it gives like the cats a little bit less of a value almost, but it does mean that more people can have cats. Like I've got some. I don't know if you can see them from here, but he's right there. Why do the villagers load in, but not the cats and dogs? I think we might actually be at the point where the... No, we are not. I thought that we were at the point where the chest stopped loading in. But that's not actually, like, really far away. Although barrels don't actually have that problem. Probably because they're, like, a regular block and not like the chest where it's, you know... What is it at? Like, yeah, 0.875 height. So it... Also having too many chests can lag out an area. And I think shulker blocks have the same problem because of their animations. And I mean, when shulker blocks were added, they were like the talk of the town, you know, like everyone knew what a shulker box was and how awesome they were, but no one really knew how to get them, you know, when they were like very first added, or not even then, when they were announced. It's like, how are we gonna get those? Like, that must be like the craziest thing. It's like, no, go to the end, kill some stuff, profit. Not even a second step. Actually, there is a second step. But, you know, like, and everyone uses them. They are kind of a symbol of wealth. You know, like, only higher leveled players can have them because it requires killing the Ender Dragon. It requires actually killing shulkers, which is surprisingly difficult due to the fact that, their levitation and all is kind of annoying. They do quite a lot of damage as well. Like, so much. I was so afraid of going to the end before I got my nice armor. And even now, I'm more afraid of going to the end because I'm going to lose my armor. If this ever breaks, I lose both my chest plate and my elytra and the rest of this and that. Like, it would be a real kick in the head to lose any of these items, except for maybe the sword, shovel, and axe. But any of this, I would be just devastated. Like, oh my god, like this pickaxe has survived more than anything in this entire world. It is the only tool that survived building my end farm, which might actually have to go to soon, because I'm running out of durability on everything. Like, when I first got this pickaxe, I was sure to never let it go under, like, this level of green. If it ever went down, like, 100 durability, I was like, I need to fix this immediately. Where's some coal? I was, like, so stressed that this pickaxe was going to break. And I was going to... Well, actually, I think it was my first netherite pick. And this one as well. Where I was just like, I can't lose this item. If I lose this, that's it. It's over. Like, my days of prosperity are done. Nothing good will ever come again. My one awesome Minecraft item is gone. And I mean, that led to some very stressful mining and also a whole new branch of my mine. Like, it kind of splits off from my, like, beginning mine shaft to the point where I get lost a lot in there. Like, I'll watch like a 40-minute video, get to about the 10-minute mark, and then, like, I'll have to turn back around because my inventory's full, or what all. And at about the 30-minute mark, I'm still in the mine because I am completely lost. The old times when I had to mine. And yet, I would still run out of every single item. Like, I used iron ore as decoration for my mine shaft. And there was a time when I died, I had to steal from that decoration because I was so out of iron that I just needed anything that I had around my base. I don't remember what happened, but... So it was like right there next to the granite. Or maybe... No, I think it was right there in the middle between the two before that whole area was built. That was just a stack of iron ore. And I think there is still some in there, but I don't think so. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't really go up there very often anymore. And I mean, that was in the days when I was trying to create, like, in front of my house, 2 rows of saluting armor stands with full iron armor. And I got, like, four sets of armor in, and I was just like, I can't do this. This will take so long to finish. And so I had to, like, whenever I died, I had to steal armor from those armor stands, which I think there's still... Yeah, there's still a few of. Like, those 2 are just gonna be there forever. I can't even really get up there. And then there's those guys just behind. And there's only, like, 2 of them left. And I think, like, one of them is half done. Because had to keep stealing armor from him because I just kept dying over and over. Ah, well, we're almost done with this tower, and I think once we finish, I'll end there because that will be like the perfect time. And then I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow. We'll have to see. Um, we'll have to see how my voice is doing. You know, some days are better than others. It really depends. But for today, my voice is done. Unfortunately, it is starting to hurt. Is this one taller? It is. Isn't it? Hang on, let's do some math. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think this one's 9 tall. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Alright, let's fix this second tower. Or I guess the first one actually. And then and then we'll finish. But yeah, we'll see about tomorrow. I don't specifically have anything, but sometimes after a really rough stream, this one was not though, but a stream rough on my voice, I have to give it a few days. So, with these last few blocks, that will be all for today. I really hope you enjoyed this stream. I know I did. If you want to be notified when I stream next, join the Discord. Or if you just want to chat, there's a few other people in there. They're all really cool. And that's it. I will maybe see you tomorrow. Definitely on Monday. And have a great rest of your morning, evening, noon, night, day, whatever time it is for you. And I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Definitely Monday. See you then. Bye.